All right, it's time for another, well, I don't even really want to call them blackout chats anymore. Since it's sunny and it's rather warm, except that wind blowing. Yeah, we've had a pretty good week. We got in a couple of good things, a hike, we got the cooking thing going on over there. Cooking and eating and sitting on our, you know what, pretty much right at this point, but I've been pumping out some sort of video every day just to keep that all going at the same time, because that's necessary. It's time for a scenery change, though. I mean, how long are we going to stare at that big rock, right? Well, we're waiting. We're waiting on the universe to bring us some gas money. When that gas money comes, this vehicle will drive to the next location that we're going to sit at. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive all over this state. We're going to see everything. Well, I'm not showing you the plains. If you've seen grass, you've seen grass. You've seen wheat fields, you've seen enough wheat fields. We don't have to take a trip back there. But we'll stay, between Yellowstone and Glacier National Park. I haven't been up there. I kind of want to go up there and see what that looks like. Find some things to do in between and back and forth, because there's a lot of great things here in Montana that are off the grid, so to speak. They're not on the main freeway, or few people know about them. That's kind of where I want to go. I mean, you've all seen Glacier Peak. Everybody's seen Glacier Peak. Of course, you haven't seen it with me standing there, right? And it's almost like personal because you're watching. So we could go that route. But, we'll go up in there. But the point is, I want to be able to get off into some other things. A lot of people probably drive over that pass and have no idea that this is all right off to one exit at the top. Dispersed camping. We got a fire ring out there. We got an old trailer broken down the hill. Down there is where I was doing the walk. Little did I know. Yeah. So from there we go to the next thing. Summer's just barely getting going here. I feel like I'm under a rush, but I'm not. They keep saying that nothing's going to happen until the end of Mercury retrograde, and I know a lot of people don't believe that. But has anybody from your past just called you up? Did you run into somebody at the store? Did you think to yourself, that's strange, I haven't seen them in forever? That's Mercury retrograde. Did you send a message to somebody and it got misunderstood? That's Mercury retrograde. Did you have your electronics start failing and things like that, alternators and all that garbage like I did? That's a Mercury retrograde. Now, when Mercury goes direct, it's like, that's when the payment comes. That's when the universe says, okay, we put you through that, and hopefully you addressed any of those issues that came back up. Those things that come back from the past, those things that come back in for another look. All right? Not a one-night stand. I said another look. There's a big difference there. Mercury retrograde is another look. You get to just say, you know what? I was right. I was right there. I was right there. I was right there. I'm not going back. I'm not doing that shit again. And then when Mercury retrograde ends, now comes your payment. Now comes your time to reap the benefits of having said no to everything you already said no to. that's the quick summary of what Mercury retrograde and Mercury direct is. Well, Mercury retrograde ends, June 2nd-ish. I think I heard somebody else say June 4th. So evidently we're not exactly positive. And just in case you need a little buffer zone, we can always say we remain in the shadow for up to 5 days. But let's just say June 2nd. June 2nd, the world should start to kick off again. Not the world, us, our worlds. And everything goes a little bit better than that. It's easy to just dismiss astrology. I can't dismiss it because it's so old. I don't think that old lies last long. And that's my opinion on it. I think that it is a truth. It may be not the all-inclusive everything under the sun. Well, yeah, pretty much it does include all of that. So I'm not going to say it doesn't. Now, others will say that the Bible, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, yeah, but the Bible tells you the angels came down and they taught planetary movements to us. Remember, he was all angry about him in the Bible, in the book of Enoch, anyway. He was all angry about it. You taught them the things of heaven that they were never supposed to know. So really, you were never supposed to have this knowledge that is astrology. It was given to us by them. That's the way I see it, anyway. It's just an opinion. But that means it's still a truth. The cycles are still true. The rising of the sun, the setting of the sun, the movements of the moon, the movements of the planets, the effect on us being beings of 98% water or something like that. So to say you're not affected by them is fine. I don't think you have to be concerned about them. These are cycles. They just go. They just go and they go and they go. But if you're aware of them, if you're aware that you're in Mercury retrograde, maybe you won't send that critical message without reading it 3 or 4 times, so that it doesn't get misunderstood. Anyway, that's just my little Mercury retrograde rant. I look at everything. I don't single anything out and say that it's absolute baloney. I look at everything as a cohesive. But there's things I just can't go along with anymore in life, and that's just the way it is. That's my decision. So here we are. We're now in, personal growth, how to change yourself, how to change your life, how to change your world. That's the things that I'm going to talk about. How to change it. And it's easier than you think. My screen just flashed 555 at 5:55 minutes. Flashed it. Calls right attention to it. That's what the universe does when it communicates. It calls your attention to something. So that's what we're all about on this channel. I'm going to travel around and show you some really great places, and I'm probably going to talk like this a lot. That's what I like to do. I like to talk. I like to chat. There's nobody else here, I'm alone. I'm single. That's probably how that's going to stay. That's not to say there won't be fun. I'm just saying I'm single, and that's probably where that's going to stay. Because this is being built on that. But one of these days I'll sit down and do a video on the whole story. We're 5 years into this story right now. And a lot has happened, and a lot of crazy stuff has happened. And I like to live my life by the universe, and that's what we're doing. So like, share, subscribe, follow along. What do you got to lose? Have a great night and loving the dream.